Okay, guys. So today we're gonna focus on presentation on speaking skill. We will focus on speaking skill because the first video, the previous video clip, uh, uh, we have talked about listening skill. Okay. Okay. So right now let's start. Okay. What is speaking? Okay. What is speaking? Speaking is an act of making vocal sounds. Okay. Vocal sound means the sound that produced from the vocal cord. Okay. From the vocal cord, from the lung until your mouth, through up your mouth. Okay. We can say that speaking means to converse or expressing one thought and feeling in spoken language. Okay. So we speak to converse, to express out, okay, our idea, our feeling, and our thought through spoken language, in spoken language. To speak often, to speak often implies conveying information. Yes. So when you speak, you always have uh, conveying information there. Okay, in the speech. Yes. If you just speak and you don't want to convey the information, and then you will be crazy. Okay, people can say you are crazy. Okay, so you speak with a purpose. What do you want the speaker to know about? Okay, what do you want the listener to do something for you? Okay, it may be from an informal remark to a scholarly presentation to a formal address. Yes, so it start when you speak. Speaking start from informal, yes, to formal one. Okay, yes. So we can say there are two kinds of speaking. One, informal speaking, and another one, formal speaking. Yes. Informal speaking is when you just speak in a simple situation. Okay, like you speak with your friend, like you speak with your parent, your family, yes, your neighbor. And formal speech or formal speaking, it means you're speaking in the formal situation, in the formal context, like you are in a meeting. Okay, all of your audience are scholar, are engineer, yes, are professor. For example, you, the director of the university. So when you speak, many people listen to you, and all of them are professor, officer in the academic office, yes, officer in financial office, yes. So the way you speak must be formal. Okay, yes. Go on, next slide. Okay, all speaking is public speaking. Okay, whether it is to one person or 1,000. Okay, so no matter how many people are listening to you, when you speak with a purpose, your speaking is considered as public speaking. Right here, you can see whether you speak to one person or 1,000 people. Okay, it's still called public speaking. Okay, speaking skill. Speaking skill are the skill that give us the ability to communicate effectively. Yes, if you want to communicate with people effectively, you have to have a good speaking skill. Okay, yes. This skill allows the speaker to convey his message in a passionate, thoughtful, and convincing manner. Okay, so all the skill you need to have a good public speaking skill are the skill that make you, the speaker, can speak, can express the message in a very passionate, thoughtful, convincing way. Okay, yes. Speaking skill also help to assure that one won't be misunderstood by those who are listening. Okay, speaking skill also help to assure that one won't be misunderstood by those who are listening. Okay, so when you have a good, I mean, when you have good speaking skill, this means it helps you, yes, it helps you uh, to make sure that the listener won't misunderstand your message. Okay, yes. Okay, what are speaking skill? Okay, this is vocal, this is visual, this is verbal. Okay, 7% verbal, words spoken, 38% vocal, tone, range, appeal, credibility of voice. Okay, and 55% visual, physical appearance, gesture, eye contact. Okay. Speaking consists of three parts. Why? Why we speak? What and how? What to speak? Why we are speaking? What we are speaking about? And how we can speak? How to make our speaking, to make our speech effective? Okay, yes. Why to speak? Not just presentation, but also persuasion. Okay, as we know already, yes, all of you know, yes, not just presentation. When you speak, it is not just a presentation, just say, just speak, just express the idea. Okay, but you have to inject the persuasion into the listener. What do you want the listener to do after listening to your speech? What do you want the listener know after listening to your speech? So when you are speaking, you have to uh, insert a sense of persuasion into your speech. Okay, yes. Get people mind share. Okay, get people mind share. Okay, okay, get people mind share. You know mind share? So you have to understand the listener. Okay, when you are talking about this, when you are speaking about this, the listener will react like this, will act like this. Yes, you have to understand that. You have to have the listener mind share. Okay, okay, you can look at this one, the origin point, where the audience was, persuasion, where you took them. You took them to where? This is a sign of persuasion. Okay. Yes. Okay. What to speak? Brainstorming. Okay. Individual brainstorming is the process of you getting, yes, you getting your idea out on paper. Okay. So when you want to know what I should talk about, what I should be speaking about, you have to do the brainstorming by writing your ideas out on a paper. Okay. Two, speaking with the format. IBC. I, introduction. B, body. And C, conclusion. Okay. So when you speak, you have to follow this IBC. You have to have a good introduction. Okay. Like it is said, a good start, a good start leads to a good ending. Okay. So you have to have a good introduction and then a very, very motivating body. Yes. Interesting body. Yes. And then the conclusion, good conclusion. You have to wrap up everything that you have mentioned in the body. Okay. So that the listener can understand the message clearly. Yes. And number three, aiming to persuasion. Being confident and passionate is the key for persuasion. Okay. If you want to persuade somebody, you have to be confident in yourself, and you have to be, I mean, you have to have a sense of passionate toward them. It seems like you express a feeling of love toward them, make them proud of you. Yes. And then number four, perfect clarity of thought. Okay. Okay, if you want to persuade somebody, if you want your speech more effective and powerful, you have to have clear thought, a perfect thought, clear thought. Yes. Okay, and this is how to speak. Speak like a star. Situation, task, attitude, result. Okay. So when you speak, you have to speak like a star. You have to understand the situation. Yes. How should you how should you speak about this one? For example, how? And task, you have to know the task clearly. Okay. You have to know about the task. Yes. And then attitude. You have to know about the attitude. both your attitude and the listener attitude. Okay, and then you have to be flexible to move around so that you can change the listener attitude, yes, to comply by your attitude. Okay, and the last one, result. You have to expect the result. Okay, you have to think about the result. What you want from your speech, and what uh, what result it gonna be after you speak. Okay, you have to know about that. Okay, 3E of speaking. 3E. So when you speak, you have to comply with the 3E. The first is entertainingly. Okay, it's mean when you speak, you have to speak with a sense of entertaining, effectively. Yes. So when you speak, you have to speak with a sense of effectiveness there. Okay. And then the last one, enthusiastically. So when you speak, you have to speak with enthusiasm. I mean, speak enthusiastically. Okay. Like it is said here. Okay. The human brain starts working the moment you are born and never stop until you stand up to speak in public. Sir George Jessel. Okay. Look, George Jessel còn dạy chẳng. The human brain starts working the moment you are born and never stop until you stand up to speak in public. Okay. Okay, kind of speaking situation in which we find ourselves. Okay, the first one, interactive. The second one, partially interactive. And the third one, non-interactive. Okay, so we generally find ourselves in the three kinds of speaking situation. Okay. Okay, so right now let's start with interactive. Interactive speaking situation include face-to-face conversation and telephone calls in which we are alternately listening and speaking. When I speak, you listen. When you speak, I listen to you. Okay, swap around. This is alternately, and in which we have a chance to ask for clarification, repetition, or slower speech from our conversation partner. Yes, this is called interactive. You can ask the speaker to slow the pace down. You can ask the speaker to repeat what you are not clear. You can ask the speaker to clarify the point that you are not clear. Yes, all of this. This is called interactive speaking situation. Okay, some speaking situations are partially interactive, such as when giving a speech to a live audience, where the convention is that the audience does not interrupt the speech. The speaker nevertheless can see the audience and judge from the expression on their faces and body language whether or not he or she is being understood. Okay, so partially interactive situation is the situation in which the speaker can go on, yes, can go on, can speak until the end, okay, without stop, without interruption in the middle, and the speaker know whether the audience understand or not based on the audience faces and body language, okay. Like when you give a speech to a live audience, okay, you know, live audience គឺអ្នកស្ដាប់ការផ្សាយផ្ទាល់ណា live, okay. Okay, so in this situation the audience cannot interrupt or cannot ask uh, the speaker to clarify or to repeat the point that he is not clear, okay. Just let the speaker speak, go on and on, okay. Yes, until he finishes his speech. Okay, some shoe speaking situation may be totally non-interactive. Yes, in non-interactive situation, yes, the audience can hear the speech, in the recording only. I mean, the speaker record his speech and then he broadcast, okay, through radio or television, okay. In this situation, the speaker cannot uh, interrupt, cannot ask the speaker to clarify any point in the middle, okay. And the speaker just go on and on, yes, irrespective of the audience understanding or with the audience understanding, okay. You just go on whether the audience understand or not. The speaker do not care. The speaker doesn't care, yes, just go on and on like the uh, like in some radio broadcast or television, you know, you just see and listen, just watch and listen, you just listen to the radio broadcast, okay. Whether you understand or not, the speaker doesn't care or the speaker doesn't know, yes, okay. Okay, so this slide is talking about kind words are sweet to the soul, okay. So when you speak, you have to use kind words. Speak kindness, speak sweetness, speak love. Insert a sense of love, insert a sense of sweetness, insert a sense of kindness in your speech. Public speaking, thing you shouldn't do, okay? Reading directly from notes. So when you do the public speaking, do not read directly from notes, okay? Turn back on audience. Okay, so during your public speaking, do not turn back on audience. If you turn back on audience, it means you ignore them. It means you treat them as your inferior. Okay. Yes. Okay, hands in pockets. Don't put your hands in pockets because it shows the audience that you are a little bit arrogant. Okay, arrogant. Yes, it look awkward. No, you know, don't use this connected word like uh, or don't use this connecting word. Okay, no nervous gesture. Okay, so when you do the public speaking, don't show off, don't show your nervousness, don't let the audience don't let the audience know that you are nervous. If you don't show them, they don't see. Okay, yes, talking too fast or talking too quietly. Yes, so when you talk, don't talk too fast. Okay, and when you talk, don't talk too quietly. Your sound must be good enough or loud enough for everyone to listen to, not too soft. Okay, not too soft. Must be good and loud enough for everyone to hear, for everyone to listen to. Okay, okay, public speaking, thing you should do. So when you do the public speaking, you have to use eye contact. Okay, suppose you have 20 people sitting, listening to your speech. Okay, so your eye must move around. Okay, don't get stuck somewhere for the whole meeting. When you express many ideas, when you talk about one idea, your eye kept on one person. And when you finish the next idea, you have to move your eye to another person, especially from one corner. People, the person sitting at one corner to another one. Okay, move up and down, left to right, right to left. Okay, your eye must be move around, but not too fast. One idea, you look at this guy. Another idea, you can look at another guy. Yes, yes. Can glance at notes. Okay, so you have to have a good preparation. You have to have note in hand or by your side so that when you get stuck somewhere, yes, in expressing your idea, for example, you have many ideas and then you get stuck somewhere, you forgot about the main point of the idea, and then you can glance at the notes. Okay, just glance, quick look at your note, and then come back to the situation, simple situation again. Your eye must move around again and again with your audience, and then go on. Okay, and then appropriate gesture. Okay, you have to use appropriate gesture in front of the audience. Okay, if you look arrogant, yes, if you look arrogant, or if you look too high, too superior to them, they won't listen to you. And some audience are not happy with those gestures. Okay, so you have to use appropriate gesture for everyone in the meeting. Okay, don't leave somebody behind. Don't ignore somebody. You have to treat them equally. Give them the same value and treat them as your equals. Okay. Rhetorical question to involve audience. So during your speech, sometimes the audience lost attention. So the best way to bring them back is to ask rhetorical question, interesting question, yes, to make them stay with you, to make them with you. Okay, yes. Okay, more tips on rehearsal. You can see here. So maintain eye contact with audience. Yes, your eye must move around and get everyone in the meeting involved. Yes, don't leave them behind. Don't leave some behind. Yes. Verbalize key messages. Yes, you have to verbalize key messages. You have to stress on the key point. Yes. Tighten stomach in and chin up slightly. Don't need too much. Yes, don't need too much. Don't eat too much. Yes, here. Legs standing grounded slightly apart. Okay, so your leg here, standing grounded. Yeah, standing grounded. Standing straight. Yes, and then slightly apart. Yes. Toe pointing towards the center back of room. Okay, so toes, yes, your toe, point toward the center back of the room, center back. Okay, pause before starting. Okay, so you need to pause before starting. Okay, stop for a while, for a short period of time, and then you can start. Hands at the side, you see hand, yes. Pull shoulder back and down. Pull shoulder back a little bit. Pull your shoulder back a little bit back, but not too much. Okay, and down. Visualize. Yes, you have to stand somewhere that the audience can see you clearly, can see you. Okay, if some audience lost your appearance, they will lose their attention as well. Okay, so keep yourself visualize or visual. Okay. Okay, posture. In order to project effectively, it is essential to have good posture. Yes. Project means to speak out. Okay. So in order to speak out effectively, it is very important for you to have a good posture. Good posture also convey professionalism. Yes. When you have good posture, it shows people that you are a professional. Yes, you have professionalism. Confident. So it shows people that you are confident, yes, about the topic. Yes, you know a lot about the topic. Yes, you can start from wherever you want, and you can bring the audience to wherever you want. okay? And authority. So when you stand with a good posture, it shows your authority. It shows that you have the authority. It shows that you have the power. Yes, which will have people be more likely to listen to you. Yes, likely to listen to you. Stand with feet shoulder wide, shoulder back, and chin level. Yes, chin a little bit up, but not too much. Imagine your spine is a string. Yes, your spine, you know your spine. Yes, is a string, and someone is holding that string way above your head. Okay. I mean, the spine must be straight. Okay. Yes. It's like a string. Okay. So right now we come to common barrier to effective communication. So during communication, people generally meet with some barrier. Okay. So the first one, the first barrier is barrier mean obstacle. Yes. Something that hinder you from doing something in a very effective way. Yes. The use of jargon. Jargon means terminology, overcomplicated, unfamiliar, and or technical terms. Yes. So don't use too big a word. Okay. Very complicated word. Yes. Make it simple. Yes. Keep it short and simple. Yes. Emotional barrier and taboo. Some people may find it difficult to express their emotion in some topic, may be completely off limit or taboo. Okay, so because of the taboo, people cannot express their emotion. Okay, it's hard for them to express their emotion because of the taboo. And some topic may be very, very emotional, too emotional for the audience. Okay, yes. And the third barrier, lack of attention, interest, distraction, or irrelevant to the receiver. Receiver means the listener here. Okay. So when the listener lack of attention, lack of interest, lack of, they get distracted. Yes. They won't listen to the speaker in a very effective way. Okay. Or irrelevant to the receiver, or the topic is not relevant to the listener. Okay. Differences in perception and viewpoint. So when the listener have different perception or viewpoint from the speaker, the listener will not pay attention to the speaker. Okay. They won't put all their attention and enthusiasm uh, in the speaker's speech. Yes. The fifth barrier, physical disabilities such as hearing problem or speech difficulty. Okay, physical disability like hearing problem or speech difficulty. When the speaker have speech difficulty, it's hard for the listener to understand, and it will make the listener bored with listening to the speaker. Okay. Okay. Physical barrier to nonverbal communication. Not being able to see and nonverbal the non-verbal cue, gesture, posture, and general body language can make communication less effective. Yes. So when you cannot see each other, yes, we cannot see the gesture expressed by each other, by the speaker, the listener, and then it gonna make the communication less effective. Language differences and the difficulty in understanding unfamiliar action. Okay, so different action also lead to less effectiveness in communication as well. Expectation and prejudices which may lead to false assumption or stereotyping. People often hear what they expect to hear rather than what is actually said and jump to incorrect conclusion. Yes, this is because of the false assumption or stereotype, prejudice. Okay, so generally people make wrong judgment. Okay, about the others according to uh, their stereotype, their false assumption, and their prejudice. Okay, cultural differences. The norm of social interaction vary greatly in different cultures, as do the way in which emotion are expressed. Okay, different culture express emotion in different way. Okay, so when you express emotion in different way, it's gonna be hard for you to understand each other, right? For example, the concept of personal space vary between cultures and between different social settings. Yes, for example, the concept of personal space vary between cultures and between different social settings. Yes, I mean, in different culture, people have different emotion. The people express their emotion in different way. You see, so it's hard for them to listen to each other when they come from different culture. Yes, and thank you. And this is the end of speaking skills, and I hope that you can understand it. And if you have watched the first video that I have taught, that I have done the presentation about listening skill, yes, I hope that you will understand all of the two presentation that I have done. Okay. Yes, thank you everyone. Yes, good luck.